Your Honor, I would never intentionally do anything to harm my own son. Liam let out a bitter laugh, the kind no child should ever have to summon. That's funny, he said, his voice sharp with irony. Because that's all you ever do. Danielle gasped audibly, but Judge Wexler raised a hand, silencing her before she could interject. His focus remained fixed on Gregory. I'll ask again, the judge said firmly. Did you coach your son to provide false testimony? Gregory's fingers twitched as they gripped the edge of the table. For a fleeting moment, it seemed like he might dig in deeper, perhaps insist that Liam was merely confused or too young to grasp the gravity of the situation. But then his eyes flicked toward his lawyer, whose clenched jaw and white-knuckled grip on his pen spoke volumes. There was no escape route left for him here. With a shaky exhale, Gregory caved. I may have said some things to him, he admitted, his voice barely audible. But only because I thought... Mr. Miles, he said gravely. Based on your son's statements and your own admission, I must revisit custody arrangements. At this point, the court must seriously consider whether you are fit to share joint custody at all. Gregory snapped back to life, desperation etched across his features. No, Your Honor, please, he pleaded, his voice frantic. He's just a kid. He doesn't know what he's saying. Liam flinched at the outburst, pressing himself closer to Danielle. Judge Wexler's glare hardened. Are you suggesting your son, a child, is lying to this court right now? Gregory faltered, his jaw tightening. Before he could respond, the judge continued, his words slicing through the tension. You manipulated your own child, Mr. Miles. You used him as a weapon against his mother. And if this court cannot trust you to prioritize your son's well-being over your own desires, then you leave me with very little recourse. Gregory opened his mouth to argue, but no sound came out. Did you coach your son to give false testimony? Gregory shifted uncomfortably, gripping the edge of the table so tightly, his knuckles turned white. For a fleeting moment, it seemed like he might double down, insist that Liam was confused or misunderstood. But then he glanced at his lawyer, whose clenched jaw and tense grip on his pen signaled one thing: there was no escape. With a shaky breath, Gregory admitted, I may have said some things to him. His voice was barely audible, but only because I thought... No! Liam interrupted, his courage swelling. Not some things. You made me feel like I had no choice. You told me I had to pick you, that Mum didn't deserve me. You made me lie about her. Tears welled in his eyes, but he didn't stop. And I hated it. Every single time, I hated it. Gregory's face twisted with emotion, shame, regret, anger, perhaps all three colliding at once. Judge Wexler's expression darkened further. Turning to Gregory's attorney, he said, Counsel,